worshiper, lover of leaving. Ours is no caravan of despair. Come yet again, come. Come, come, whoever you are, wanderer, worshiper, lover of leaving. Ours is no caravan of despair. Come yet again, come.
Good morning. And welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Congregation of York. My name is Sherry Lakofsky, your worship associate this morning, and my pronouns are she, her. If you have come to the UUCY today with children, we are delighted to have you. All children and youth are welcome to remain with their families throughout the service. Our lobby is equipped with a live feed for anyone who needs to step out for any reason. Our nursery is also staffed and available downstairs during the service. We also hope that you can stay after the service today for Weeping Beach's First Harvest Festival. There will be vendors, crafts, and activities for all ages out front here. And the vendors are behind the garden, so you don't necessarily see them from the parking lot. Make sure to note our announcements listed on the back of our order of service. And you can scan the QR codes with your phone for more details and information for newcomers. There's one announcement that refers to the ministerial call listening sessions. And if you want to sign up for a session, Robert is here. Robert's in the back corner there working the machines. And he will help you sign up after the service. We are delighted to have you with us today. Whoever you are, whoever you love, we are glad that your faith journey brought you here. The mission of this congregation is to nurture a loving community. Sorry, this always happens to me. Inspire lifelong spiritual and personal growth, and act for a better world. We welcome all of you joining us in person or online. If you are joining us for the first time, we invite you to visit our welcome desk, to fill out a newcomer card, or send an email to welcome@uucy.org so that we might get to know you. Sorry for being so unprofessional. Let us now mark this time made sacred by our presence by taking a collective breath.
Let's take a couple together, shall we?
Again, welcome to UUCY.
You're going to make me cry. It is so good to be with you this morning, to talk about potlucks. People are probably wondering, am I supposed to have brought a side dish? Oh no. Don't worry. We already have plenty among us. My name is Reverend Christin Green. I use she, her pronouns, and you are in for another treat for the soul this week. You can think of it like a bit of a progressive meal for your spirit. And for your first course, let us give thanks for Lisa Hallett, who has prepared our centering music with love and care.
As we light our chalice this morning in the sanctuary, a symbol of our living tradition, those joining us remotely are also invited to light a candle or chalice at home. I offer words entitled The Abundance of Our Lives Together by Katie Sivani Gelfand. We light our chalice as a symbol of gratitude as we celebrate the abundance of our lives together. In this sanctuary, we harvest bushels of strength for one another and offer our crop with the hands of compassion and generosity. In the authentic and gentle manner of our connections, we cultivate a simple sweetness to brighten our spirits. May we be grateful for the ways we nourish and uplift each other, for it is the sharing of this hallowed time together that sustains us. We now invite you to rise in body or in spirit to sing together hymn number 1010 in the blue hymnal.
Or in spirit who might want to join me together on the rug this morning for a special time for all ages. I have this brand new book that's actually written by some folks from my hometown area in Kansas City, Missouri. I was surprised to learn that. They work for an organization that helps people in need, and they made a different version of the stone soup story that you might have heard before. So I'm excited to share this with you this morning. Little did the people in this park know that 2 kids were going to save them. A big old park with lots of spaces. The sun made everything feel bright and beautiful. The vacationers were happy for the time away from their jobs and school. They shouted and laughed. They sighed and relaxed. All 7 generations in the park are well and slept well. It was a great nature vacation. But then a thunderstorm swept in. Uh-oh, Rainbow doesn't like those. The clouds rolled through looking like suds in a tub, bubbling up into towers. Powerful winds howled across the region, dumping heavy rains. Thankfully, the vacationers survived the storm. There were thousands of people in the nearby city who lost electricity, and many of their trees were destroyed. The biggest problem in the park was that the bridge was washed out. No vehicles could get in or out, including food delivery trucks. The shelves in the camp store were almost empty. Those who still had a little food left hid it away to keep it safe. Everyone worried that there may not be enough. While workers cleaned up the storm's mess and fixed the bridge, the people in the park were left to fend for themselves. Day and night passed, with most people tossing and turning with hungry stomachs. Then a curious thing happened. A set of twins, Hannah and Daniel, were seen lugging a huge pot from the restaurant's kitchen to the bonfire ring in the center of the park. They wanted to help their parents and friends feel less hungry and less stressed. While Daniel filled the pot with water, Hannah asked the park ranger to bring some wood to build a fire. Ranger Roberta thought the request was strange, but decided to help. She asked the kids why they wanted to boil water, to which they replied, "We're going to make stone soup for everyone in the whole park." "How are you going to do that?" she asked. Our great-grandpa, who fought in World War II, received a recipe from his great-grandparents that kept whole villages alive when food was scarce, said Hannah. "That sounds pretty far-fetched," said the park ranger, smirking. "Is it magical or something?" The twins glanced at each other and smiled, replying, "Maybe." So a fire was built, and the big pot was hung, and Daniel tossed in a smooth stone he had cleaned, declaring how delicious their soup would be. Ranger Roberta walked away, shaking her head and muttering, "Stone soup. We have a whole park full of hungry people, and these crazy kids are just playing around like usual instead of helping." A younger family had been strolling along by and heard the ranger complaining. As they passed the cabins, they told the people sitting on their porches about what was happening around the fire ring. People gathered around the bonfire to see what was happening. What they saw was steam rising from the pot. What they smelled was nothing. What they heard was the twins sharing stories about wonderful batches of soup made over the years by older family members. This is gonna taste great," says Daniel. "Yes," says Hannah. "Do you remember the story of how good this recipe was with some tomatoes and onions added? It's too bad we don't have any of those to add into this pot." At the mention of tomatoes and onions, an older man named John remembered that he had some leftover slices of tomatoes and onions from when he'd grilled burgers the night before the storm swept through. He quickly fetched them from his campsite. After all, tomatoes and onions are good, but they may be better in this mysterious soup. "This is great," said Hannah. "Thank you." Several more people contributed their extra burger toppings while the twins continued their stories. "I once heard Grandma Dorothy talk about eating a tasty soup with potatoes and carrots in it when she was younger," said Daniel. Soon, several people from the cabins brought potatoes, and a few more offered the carrots and celery from their coolers. And so it went, with the twins telling stories about different ingredients: zucchini, beans, pasta, and more. As each ingredient was called out, someone in the crowd added what they could. Those who didn't have any food to add helped by stoking the fire with more wood, stirring the pot, gathering the bowls and spoons, and even keeping people safe around the fire. Once the twins felt that everyone had gotten involved in the cooking, they declared the soup officially ready. It was a feast unlike anything they had ever experienced. There was even enough to share with the workers finishing the bridge repairs. People not only visited with their own family and friends, but enjoyed talking with their vacation neighbors, whom they hadn't really taken the time to visit with earlier in the week. Everyone went to bed filled with good food and feelings. As folks packed up their belongings and said their goodbyes the next day, they overwhelmed the twins with questions about where to find a magical stone like the one used to make their amazing meal. Daniel laughed, sharing, "Any stone will do." Then, as parting words, Hannah said, "Just remember that everyone has something to offer, and your stone soup, while maybe a little different than what we made here, will always be better than one ingredient will be on its own." The end. Thank you so much. I hope someday we'll get to make our own version of stone soup. I think we do that in a lot of ways, but maybe we'll even make our own version. There's a recipe, actually, in the back of this book, which is kind of fun. So let's sing together this mantra of generosity and reciprocity, number 402, from you. From you I receive, to you I give, together we share, and by this we live. From you I receive, to you I give, together we share, and by this we live. We dedicate time in our service each week to address what we call matters of the heart. This is a time to share the joys and sorrows, the small moments of happiness, and the deepening concerns that reside within our hearts. You may choose to submit something for matters of the heart anytime during the week by visiting our website, or you can fill out a slip of paper and set it up here on the pulpit on Sunday mornings. I'll also check in with our folks on Zoom to see what's on their hearts. And finally, we light a candle for all that remains unspoken in our hearts. It may feel too large or too small to share. You may not be ready to hear it read aloud, but please know that our community holds these with you in silence, even if the words never come. We honor all that we carry with us and know that the flame of our faith kindled here resides within us also at all times. So may it ever be. As a musical response to this time, we will sing a familiar hymn, number 123, Spirit of Life. But in the spirit of a potluck, I invite you to try something that might be a little out of your comfort zone. Today we have printed the Spanish translation of this hymn in your order of service, Fuente de Amor. So gather your courage and know that you are held exactly as you are as we sing together, the first time in English and the second time in Spanish. And Christian tradition, August 1st marks the season of first harvest. The festival that follows is often called Lammas, Lunasa, or Loaf Mass. The first grain is harvested and transformed into loaves of bread that are then brought to sacred gatherings as offerings. And today, after the service, our group Weeping Beach will be hosting a festival around this first harvest. So we hope that you'll be able to stay and enjoy some time together. But first, let's gather our first loaves of bread for the soul and talk about potlucks. The term potluck first appeared in the 16th century, referring to a meal for an unexpected guest, where the guest would luck into whatever was available in the pot. During the Great Depression of the 1930s, the concept of the potluck emerged slightly differently as communities shared their limited resources and everyone brought a dish to contribute to a larger meal. Like the idea of stone soup, each small contribution leads to a plenty for everyone. Potlucks make for meaty metaphors when it comes to theology as well. If you break it all down, there's really just 3 stages that repeat. We organize, we prepare, and we enjoy. And then we repeat the cycle all over again. So we organize a potluck around a need we have identified. Maybe it's time to celebrate. Maybe it's time to reunite with people after some time apart, the summer or an annual family reunion. Maybe it's time to grieve or mourn together. We need community like we need food. In different ways, we all crave meaning and purpose in our lives. Some of our kin are just waiting for opportunities to cook up new, different recipes to share with others. Some of us are worried that there will be an 8-foot table full of potato salad. We come together with our anxiety and our enthusiasm, find some wisdom in that balance, and embrace a healthy sense of adventure to organize around a need that calls for a picnic. So we accept the invitation and begin preparing for the potluck. Some folks will measure and add ingredients with care, remembering their loved ones who whispered recipe secrets with a smile. Some folks will competitively scour their cookbooks and online sources to find a gluten-free, nut-free, soy-free, vegan treat that will fool even the pickiest of eaters. Some folks will bring the ice, that critical fix for room temperature lemonade. When we do the work that we can do, we give others permission to do what they can do, trusting that the community will do enough together. We enjoy the potluck, not only for the yummy nourishment of our bodies, but also for the fellowship, the opportunity to step out of our comfort zone while also being held in abundant love. Even those who arrive empty-handed are celebrated for using those empty hands to set tables and label dishes. We meet the needs we identified when we organized, when we engage in the practice of potluck. We learn lessons from potluck. Oh, do we learn lessons? How do we prevent that allergic reaction from happening? How do we make sure there is enough for everyone? How can we recruit a fresh new rotation of kitchen helpers to take over cleanup duty so the ones that arrive first don't get so burnt out? In debriefing our potlucks, we identify new needs and we organize around those and repeat the process again. Potluck meals are food for the soul because they don't just feed our bodies, they help us embody our shared values. The value of generosity in giving and receiving, of equity in valuing each contribution and making space for it, of justice in making sure that no one goes hungry or thirsty or is lonely, of interdependence in trusting that the collective will provide plenty, of pluralism in recognizing the deliciousness of diversity, of transformation in tasting new recipes and finding a different way to do that old thing. And at the center of all, our shared value of love in our labor to nourish and care for each other and even ourselves. Love can be such a confusing word in English. I can say I love my fiance, and I can say that I love watching cooking shows. While both of those statements are true, I can assure you that my feelings for watching contestants on Chopped open their baskets of ingredients and race against time pales in comparison to the connection I have with Dana. Love means a lot of different things. People experience love differently, even love that might look the same on the outside. The ancient Greeks were helpful in that they had so many words for love. My colleague, Reverend Sarah Movius-Schur, provides some concise language around a few of these major ones. Maybe think of these as some main entree options on the table. One is eros. Eros is that passion that young lovers feel for each other. It's the romantic, head over heels love that's often connected with physical attraction. Many of us think of romantic love as adorable or even enviable, and it can be. Eros is what most of the songs on the radio are about. But the ancient Greeks often considered it slightly dangerous because of its out-of-control nature and the way these feelings can get you into trouble. Eros is a powerful force. There's also pragma, a long-standing, enduring love. Those who have been married for a long time know that the crazy new crush feeling does not last until the golden wedding anniversary. It's something else, though. It's different love that's still there. Pragma is based in compromise, in mutual respect and regard, in tolerance, even. I've heard that when we start a relationship, we fall in love, but over time, we rise in love. This is pragma. This makes me sad when I hear folks that think that if the crazy eros feeling fades, it must be time to move on to another eros. But the love of pragma, which might remind you of pragmatic, is a fine love that will see you through the hills and valleys of life that are offered to us. It's a comforting and warm love, even if it's not so thrilling all the time. Another word supplied to us by ancient Greek is philia, the love of deep friendship. We have philia for a comrade who fought side by side with us on the battlefield or in the trenches of a social movement or meeting. These are those high school friends or college friends that we still feel close to, or the poker group that's met every month for a decade. Philia is more constant than eros, more reliable and lasting. And then there's agape love, the selfless love for other human beings. We often refer to that love as compassion or empathy. Agape is what keeps nurses warm and friendly as they care for the demented patient that lashes out, and what urged the firefighters to run toward the Twin Towers. Buddhists call it loving kindness. If you were to rewind all the translations of the Christian Bible to its original Greek, agape is the word that you would see over and over. That reading from 1 Corinthians that we so often hear at weddings, the one about love being patient and kind, not being envious or boastful or proud, the love that does not dishonor others and is not self-seeking and is not easily angered, the love that keeps no record of wrongs, but instead perseveres and trusts and holds on to hope. That isn't about honeymooners. It's about an enduring agape. Each of us embodies these various forms of love in different ways throughout our lifetimes. Each of us brings our own unique casserole dishes of the best we have at any given moment. And each gift of love is exactly that, a gift. And just like gifts, we don't always want it. We don't always like it. We won't always fully appreciate where this dish or this gift or this person is coming from. But our table is hearty and overflowing, and that kind of diversity and beauty cannot be fabricated. The spiritual practice of potlucking is organic and expansive and life-giving and unexpectedly delicious. In the prophetic words of Forrest Gump, life is like a box of chocolates, right? What is it? You never know what you're gonna get. Isn't that true of love as well? That you never know what you're gonna get. It's full of surprises. Whether we're talking about chocolates or potlucks or expressions of love, all of them involve some choice or risk. They can bring you joy, and they can also be kind of messy. Different people have different tastes and different desires, but it's important that each of you know that your love and your life is honored here as we grow together in compassionate community. I close today with the words of Palestinian-American poet Naomi Shihab Nye, which evoke the visceral feeling and taste of love unexpected. Her poem is entitled Gate A4. Wandering around the Albuquerque airport terminal after learning my flight had been delayed 4 hours, I heard an announcement. If anyone in the vicinity of Gate A4 understands any Arabic, please come to the gate immediately. Well, one pauses these days. Gate A4 was my own gate. I went there. An older woman in full Palestinian embroidered dress, just like my grandma wore, was crumpled to the floor, wailing. "Help," said the flight agent. "Talk to her. What's her problem? We just told her the flight was going to be late and she did this." I stooped to put my arm around the woman and spoke haltingly. "Shudua, shubidik, habibti, stani shwe, min fadlik, shubitsiwi?" The minute she heard any words she knew, however poorly used, she stopped crying. She thought the flight had been canceled entirely. She needed to be in El Paso for a major medical treatment the next day. I said, "No, we're fine. You'll get there just later. Who's picking you up? Let's call him." We called her son, and I spoke to him in English. I told him that I would stay with his mother till we got on the plane and ride next to her. She talked to him. Then we called her other sons just for the fun of it. Then we called my dad, and he and she spoke for a while in Arabic and found out, of course, they had 10 shared friends. And then I thought, just for the heck of it, why not call some Palestinian poets I know and let them chat with her? This all took up 2 hours. She was laughing a lot by then, telling of her life, patting my knee, answering questions. She had pulled a sack of homemade mamoul cookies, little powdered sugared, crumbly mounds stuffed with dates and nuts, from her bag, and was offering them to all the women at the gate. To my amazement, not a single woman declined one. It was like a sacrament. The traveler from Argentina, the mom from California, the lovely woman from Laredo. We were all covered with the same powdered sugar and smiling. There is no better cookie. And then the airline broke out with free apple juice from huge coolers, and 2 little girls from our flight ran around serving it, and they were covered in powdered sugar too. And I noticed my new best friend, by now we were holding hands, had a potted plant poking out of her bag, some medicinal thing with green, furry leaves. Such an old country tradition. Always carry a plant. Always stay rooted to somewhere. And I looked around the gate of late and weary ones, and I thought, this is the world I want to live in, the shared world. Not a single person in that gate, once the crying of confusion stopped, seemed apprehensive about any other person. They took the cookies. I wanted to hug all those other women too. This can still happen anywhere. Not everything is lost. Not everything is lost. May it be so. Blessed be, and amen. If you feel it, I invite you to rise in your body, in your spirit, and join together in singing 1007, There's a River Flowing in My Soul.
And it's
you in spirit of generosity as we collect our weekly offering. Every month, we commit to share our offering collection with a community organization that upholds our values. Our Share the Plate partner for August is UU Justice PA, a program of the Unitarian Universalist Justice Education Fund. Their mission is to pursue justice by voting, advocating, and making just public policies within Pennsylvania. It is supported by our 40 UU congregations in Pennsylvania, and it has 7 justice teams. Our ushers will now come forward to collect the offering. If this is your first time visiting us, please feel free to let the basket pass you by. Your presence is a gift. Please join us in extinguishing our chalice and your home chalices, if you have lit them, with the words printed in your order of service. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again.
As a minister, I am often called upon by default to pray over or bless the food before any potluck meal, family meal, and I don't mind. I love blessings, but I am ready to ordain all of you right now with the authority to lay a blessing on any gathering that involves food for the soul. If you're ready to learn, I invite you to repeat after me. For the food before us, for the friends beside us, for the love that surrounds us, we are truly grateful. You can say that at lunch or at our festival or the next time you think of it. Amen. Let's rise once more in body or in spirit to sing the additional verse that's printed in your order of service from hymn 1010, We Give Thanks, that we sang earlier. Oh, we give